Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, today I'm coming at you with faith. Steel. Where's my steel? Here's my steel. And gunpowder. Alright. So, we have an Empire army. My favorite faction. The best faction in the game. The ultimate good guys. They can do no wrong and have never done no wrong. Humans. Why wouldn't you want to support the humans? You're not a beast, man. You're not a beast, man. You're not a dark elf. Don't even try to be. You're a human. Support the humans. Alright. So, we got a little Empire versus Skaven action going on here. And I got a little bit of modification. Trying the Empire Knights out against the Skaven. Seeing how they can do. Since the Empire had their flagellants nerfed into the ground, the Skaven matchup has actually been quite bad for the Empire, I've found. But let's go over some army compositions. So I have the 3 Empire Knights, like I said. I also got the Royal Altar of Sacrifice hidden in the forest over here. The reason I have these guys is in case Doom Wheels make an appearance, or Plague Furnaces and all that jazz. I've also got the Tattered Souls and Sigmar's Son here, 2 Great Swords, a Swordsman, a Flagellant, 2 Flagellants, I believe. No, just 1 Flagellant. And, of course, the Art Collector. So, I got the Art Collector here. He's got, his abilities there. What the hell are they called? Grand Soulfire, Grand Shield of Faith, and Grand Hammer of Sigmar. So he's just going to be here to buff up my front line. I wanted a Chief Lord, and also I just wanted to try him out. He's not really competitive, to be quite honest. And honestly, Terror of a Griffin could be better, but I saw it was a big wide open map, and I did not want him to get sniped out of the sky. So, as you can see here, the Skaven army is quite large here with 1, 2, 3 Clan Rat Spears, 1, 2, 3, 4 Plague Monks, 2 Storm Vermin with Halberd, 1 Plague Monk Censer Bearer, and a whopping 3 Plague Claw Catapults, as well as a Plague Priest and Quick Head Taker. Quick Head Taker makes an appearance here, so that's cool. What's this Plague Priest got on him? He's got the Pestilent Vermintide and Pestilent Breath. Interesting. So my Hammer of Witches is immediately going to start shooting at some of his cannons. Sorry, his catapults. And I'm going to start moving up here. As you can see, all 3 of them have taken shots at this greatsword. It's almost down to half health already. And, oh jeez. Oh my god. Oh man. And Plague Claw catapults are no joke. I mean, 4 volleys, and these guys are already down to half health, so he's doing a lot of damage here. As you can see, the Hammer of Witches is doing good work against his Plague Claw catapults. They're so big that it's pretty easy to take down, and I almost have 1 unit completely taken out of their cannon models here. So I'm going to be running up here with the Empire Knights, getting a quick charge on these Clan Rat Spears, and then pulling back. I'm going to be doing the same thing over on this side into these Plague Monk Censer Bearers and these Plague Monks, as they are very lightly armored. Will do quite well against them. He does come around here and goes right into my Empire Knights, kind of sandwiching them in here, so that's not going to be great for us. But here come the Swordsmen and the Tattered Souls, as well as the Flagellants, to screen our retreat here. So over on this part of the field, I got the Sigmar's Son, some great swords, going up against a large group of rats here. But I'm going to drop a Piercing Bolt of Burning, but unfortunately for me, it looks like they mostly moved out of it. But let's see how much damage it does. It's going to do good damage. Yeah. It is, but it's just a Clan Rat Spears here. So I pulled my Demogryph Knights with Halberd around the side here, as well as these Empire Knights. And as you can see, the Art Collectors over here are providing a lot of buffs to these guys, and we're doing really good on this side of the field. Now, we lost a lot of Empire Knights here. As you can see, these are the guys who actually got out of that big blob there, so that's very unfortunate for us. We also have Great Swords fighting Plague Monk Censer Bearers. That's the last place we want them. But over on this side, with the Terror of the Royal Altar of Sacrifice and the Cyclocharging, and the unbreakable nature of the Sigmar's Sons, and the good stats, well, decent stats, based on what they were fighting, the Great Swords actually would do pretty good here. I'm never going to say Great Swords are good, because I don't think they are. I think they're quite bad. Going to try to screen out the Storm Vermin with my Bright Wizard, which is going to be a huge mistake, and y'all will see why. So, I've taken out 2 units of his catapults here. Now I'm working on that 3rd one. So that Hammer, which is really paying dividends here. The Great Swords are now getting on the Storm Vermin. And the Art Collector is going after this Plague Priest over here, just trying to take him out here. The Clan Rats have collapsed in. After being summoned, we're going to start doing some charges. I'm going to try to get my caster out of here, but unfortunately, he gets taken down so fast. But here comes a piercing bolt of burning, and that does a lot of damage to these Stormvermers. So that was a good piercing bolt of burning. It's the kind of unit you want to use it on. I have these swordsmen and these great swords, and Sigmar's sons worrying about the Stormvermin. They got him pinned down, and now I have a lot of free cavalry. Stormvermin, however, are going to try to collapse on these guys. I see that, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them out here. Going to start doing some cycle charging, and the Arc Lector, having no fear, showing utmost belief in his face, is just going to go and take on the mighty Quick Head Taker, who's just getting bowled over by a lowly Empire Knight. But you know what? Any knight is obviously better than Quick Head Taker here. So as you can see, we actually have won most of the infantry battle here. Now, obviously, Skaven can go much scarier against the Empire than a build like this. But yeah, you know, it's not every day that you can beat the Skaven as the Empire. So I wanted to show it off, and you know, Empire Knights, just been liking them more and more. Obviously, I don't really like the roll to fear fights, but yeah, the Empire Cav is pretty good. So I see my Arc Lector over here not doing so great. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the Royal Altar of Career Fights, pop on my buffs so that the Royal Altar of Career Fights get some jack stats. Let's see what their stats are right now. Actually, it looks like they didn't get hit by the buff. Let's see what his... Oh, so looks like we didn't... we just popped the physical resistance and not the damage buff. So over here we're just cycle charging to death. Surprisingly enough, the Hammer of Witches has not taken out any of these models yet. I think we may have a bad angle? Apparently we can get over there, but it's not working too well. So now we got the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, and with that, the Arc Lector still only has 56. So as far as the Arc Lector go, he would need to have, with all his buffs to be useful, he would need to have higher melee defense first of all, make him tanky. And I think, like with all his buffs, he'd need to be 1,000. So the role I think the Arc Lector should take in the Empire roster is just to be a super cheap buff lord, and I think that'd be actually really good for the Empire. I think I've said this in videos before, but I think that'd be really neat and actually make him, you know, usable in every so often. You know, in a game where you don't have a good lord option, like say I don't know. There's a lot of matchups that I actually don't like Griffins, and I want to take a different lore of magic than metal. So the Arc Lector would be ideal if I just want a frontline buffer, or even cab buffer if you put him on a horse and have him run with your Empire Knights. Could also be a pretty good strategy. But yeah, I think this guy should just get cost reductions and higher melee defense. Just make him tanky, and make him be able to buff. So, as far as the kills go, Sigmar's Sons and the Tattered Soul's doing great over here. Fladon's doing okay. Sword's been doing okay too. So I think with the Grey Swords, Empire Knights getting not the greatest kills. They actually got a lot less kills than the less kills than the infantry, as well as so did the World of Good Fights. But you know, these guys are not meant for fighting the Hordes of Skaven. They get destroyed by large numbers. Hammer and Witch is paying off here. Was actually able to take out 2 of those catapults, so that was pretty great. Quick Head Taker, obviously, I don't think this is a competitive Skaven army, but it was a fun one, and I enjoyed it, so we guessed it. So a good game to Reaper, and that's going to be all for this one, guys. This is John Ton for Total Brohammer, signing out.